September has been an incredible month for mobile gaming, and it's not backing down anytime soon. Look, we've been busy sorting out what's what and found out some of the biggest mobile games to have ever been made on the platform. With that being said, here's over 18 new AAA mobile games of September 2025 you do not want to miss. Blade & Soul Heroes just launched worldwide, and it's kicking things off as a full prequel to the original MMO. If you missed it, it's been out for days and already surpassed millions of downloads on mobiles only. Plus, you start this game with a roster of over 40 heroes, some fresh, some fan favorites, and each one's got something pretty unique. Although what really makes this game stand out is its dual combat system. Like, you're not locked to one style, you can dodge and party in real-time fights, then you can flip to turn-based for story chapters or PvP. Cross-platform play, gear shipping across your squad, and streamlined pacing make this like way smoother than before. And the first expansion is already out in about 2 days, I mean, come on. With that being said, number 2 we have Monster Hunter Outlanders, which just stole the spotlight at TGS 2025 with a brand new trailer. And fans are already buzzing. You're stepping in a land that's crawling with, massive monsters, but this isn't like a watered down spin-off. It feels closer to the mainline experience. The trailer flexes like tons of weapons, abilities, and even gadgets. You're all backed up by the return of Palicos, this crafting, 7 unique biomes to explore, and some terrifying radiant species that really hit harder than anything we've seen before in the series. With a closed beta coming out this November, Outlander is right now shaping up as the most ambitious Monster Hunter mobile entry yet.
There's beasties to shoot and work to be done. You can do this alone.
Anyway, moving down to number 3, we have Deep Rock Galactic Survivor, which is finally tunneling its way onto mobile this November as well. And honestly, this feels long overdue. Instead of the usual 4-player co-op this time, it is a solo roguelike run where you step in as one of the toughest nails space dwarves digging deep into the game's universe, which is called Hawks 4. In the game, you see your weapons fire automatically and you focus on it surviving, all while killing and mining rare minerals and pushing deeper into the underground. You've got a drone companion, you can upgrade them as you progress, and the low poly biomes in the game really keep things fresh. It is fast, it is addictive, and just dripping with that deep rock charm. Rock and stone. Coming in hot at number 4, Shave and Stuff, the game, which is only on Android unfortunately. It's a kind of a game that really spins, the old barber sim game on its head and turns you into the ultimate hair artist. Like, you're not just trimming beards or giving fades, you're crafting style, coloring hair wild or subtle, and even adding tiny tattoo details for flair. The grow hair mechanic in the game lets you fix bald spots or experiment with volume, making every client a chance to flex your creativity for your own entertainment. And beyond the chair, you're running your own barbershop empire. So the game's actually cut depth. It's relaxing, yet insanely satisfying. I think Shave and Stuff is the only barber sim you'll actually want to binge.
Trust no one. Who is the traitor?
Going down to number 5, we have Fire Emblem Shadows, which was released only days ago. This game brings the beloved turn-based strategy series to mobile with a very surprising twist: social deduction. Not only the game is downloaded nearly 500,000 times in just days, in story, the game is set in a war between Shadow and Light, and you step in to command 3 heroes, except one of them is secretly a traitor. Here's the thing. The battles play out with, classic tactical RPG combat this series is known for, but you will have only a few minutes to decide who's about to turn and adjust your strategy on the fly. You can switch perspectives to get the full story, trade for loot, upgrade, and experience the series' mechanics with a new layer. It's pretty clever, it is tense, I think it's impossible to ignore, definitely one to watch on Android and iOS at least. Going down to number 6, we have Extreme Motorcycle Sim, the new ultimate motorcycle adventure on Android and iOS. Well, first of all, this game is set in just a huge open world with city streets to airport runways, and you step in as a rider ready to push limits in every single way. You choose your motorbike, perform tricks through traffic, race against time, while mastering realistic bike physics and its handling. You got a garage where you can unlock new motorcycles, customize the details, pick a rider, helmet, and just get obsessive over motor sounds and different camera views. The game is pretty fast, it's extreme and satisfying. Definitely want to ride anytime, anywhere, if you like bikes. It's only 400 megabytes in total and it plays offline.
A man will come and take you away. This man is different.
With that being said, Hitman Absolution is making its move onto mobile this October 16, and this one's always been the black sheep of the series in a good way. Instead of the usual sprawling sandbox, I think Absolution goes full grindhouse thriller, with Agent 47 caught in a grimy showdown against the agency itself. Pretty darker, it's meaner and more cinematic, just packed with over-the-top villains and those trademark brutal assassinations. Some fans weren't sold back in 2012 when the game came out, but over time, it's carved out its own cult following. Now, Feral Interactive's behind this port, bringing their signature polish, smooth controls, and console-level details straight to Android and iOS, when it finally lands. It's available now through a beta. Well, Monster Maidens Edenfall feels like gothic fantasy mixed with the addictiveness of an idle RPG in the best way. You awake to a broken throne and rally an army of monster maidens in this game. Yeah, Medusa and a whole roster of just dark legends all on your side to take back your cursed kingdom. This game's combat's all about chaining skill combos across 6 maiden formations. You get to blast through over 20,000 stages while uncovering these legends' lost memories. Even offline, of course, your empire keeps growing because it's an idle RPG with PvP events and endless ways to evolve and bond your maidens. This one's equal parts strategy, style, and just dark story. Pretty good game.
Multiplayer areas where cooperation and exploration go hand in hand.
With that being said, the 7 Deadly Sins Origins finally locked in a release date, and it's coming out January 28, 2026. That is locked. The game's gone gold. The latest trailer showed off just how far the series has been leveled up, with Unreal Engine 5 making the game's world look amazing, massive, alive, and just simply stunning. You're climbing cliffs, gliding across rivers, and even diving into multiverse twists that shake up the story for both newcomers and longtime fans. The combat looks sharp, feels sharp, real-time action, elemental combos, and tag mechanics to swap characters in the middle of battle. And on top of that, pre-registrations are already live, there's a closed beta coming, and Origins is shaping up as one of the biggest RPG launches on mobile next year. Moving up to number 10, it is Katana Dragon, which is bringing old school Ninja Gaiden action to mobile, blending the Zelda-type exploration with Ninja Gaiden flair. This game's set in a Japanese-inspired part of the world. You play as Shen and Nobi. They're 2 ninjas on a quest to lift a deadly curse. The game's voxel-based world is just packed with puzzles, enemies, and obstacles, all tackled through classic shinobi skills. Gems and seals unlock powerful new abilities, letting you dash, clone, and slice your way forward, and it's got all the Japanese charm too, like cherry blossoms, katanas, and martial arts techniques. It's pretty stylish. It's a stylish adventure simply that captures the thrill of being a silent warrior. Moving down to number 11, there is Where Winds Meet, which actually just dropped a new trailer, and it's just looking like a cinematic. Hear me out, guys. This game is still saving a front row seat for mobiles when it's fully out, and it's looking even more promising now. It's a game of souls, fast, fluid, and Wuha flair, basically swordplay done right. NetEase and Everstone are planning seasonal updates for the game, adding new regions, characters, and gameplay twists every 3 months to keep the world fresh. You're gonna be deciding if your swordman walks the righteous path or lives for themselves, all while diving in an open world inspired by the Northern Sung Dynasty. Honestly, this game is just shipping up to be bonkers and definitely one to watch this November. Coming in at number 12, we have Etheria Restart, which just launched globally, plus a massive celebration. There's a global fest that runs until October 23, heading out free rewards just for logging in, 10 free polls, a 7-day check-in event with a premium selector, and tons of bonus goodies if you're returning to the game and say you have been putting it down for a while. There's new content, heroes, and much more spice up both visuals and voice lines. There's new tournaments, top-tier competitive events, basically feast for collectors and strategists alike. Definitely want to dive into on iOS and Android, like I said, if you've been putting it down for a while. This has been on our radar for many years, and if you're still waiting on the game's official release, well, Arknight's Endfield made another move at Gamescom, and it's already snagged a nomination for just the best mobile game. This game is now looking insane, taking the Arknight's formula and then flipping it into a full-on hack-and-slash adventure, still keeping hints of tower defense as well. You're running a massive open world, and the combat is just quite cinematic and satisfying. Even if you only touch the original tower defense, Endfield here ramps up the action and makes strategy feel fun again. Honestly, this game's shaping up to be one of the most visually impressive mobile RPGs we've seen this year. Check it out in case you missed it. It's finally coming out next year early. Coming up behind that at number 14, we have Anemo, a brand new open world ARPG that's shaping up to be a seriously interesting twist on the creature collecting formula. First of all, it's coming straight out of Japan. You're playing as a pathfinder in a world full of these little Anemos. Unlike most games in this whole genre, you don't just catch them, you can merge with them and even play as them, which opens up some wild gameplay possibilities. The TGS 2025 trailer, which was released yesterday, showed off some well-polished action, some impressive world design, making this one of the most intriguing pre-registrations for 2025 on Android and iOS. It's clever, it is colorful, and definitely worth keeping an eye out for. Number 15, sliding into the spotlight, we've got MU Pocket Knights, which turns idle RPGs into just a magical playground. The old MU universe is just now twisted, dragons are wild, monsters run rampant, and only the Pocket Knights can set things right. You get to explore with 20 insane regions, from Atlas's sunken depths to Tarkin's desert wastelands, each packed with their own secrets, loots, and rare gear. Look, this isn't just your boring grind. On and offline progression is fast, and multi-idle mechanics keep the rewarding rolling. You can show off costumes, pets, Penta S tier weapons while commanding any of 4 heroes. Casual taps for hardcore grinding. Honestly, MU Pocket Knight makes you feel like the ultimate captain. Here's the thing, Nova Front is Kakawa Games' new real-time strategy RPG. She's currently in soft launch for Android only, and we don't really recommend this game unless you're over 18 years old. With that being said, this game's set in a far future world under siege by an alien Quasar, and that's where you step in as the commander of a force known as Nova. Battles in the game play out as auto battles, but you guide your unit's actions, time and ultimate skills, and positioning to turn the tide. And unlike other gacha shooters, Nova Front here, well, keeps it classic with tactical, real-time strategy gameplay, letting you focus on strategy if you could, regardless of the animations of the waifus. Look, it's got a decent animation is what I'm saying. If you appreciate one, if you could handheld yourself, we do recommend the game. You can also play the game with one hand. Anyway, moving on. Coming up behind that at number 17, we have Toroa, which is we've actually mentioned the game before. It's a roguelike dungeon crawler where up to 15 players can jump in, but you usually team up in squads of 3 to survive your enemies and sometimes actually each other. You get to pick from 4 archetypes: sword, mace, bow, and staff, and every run is just different because of the dungeon layouts, hazards. Quick customization in the game lets you tweak your hunter's look versus reward progression keeps every run tense. It's unpredictable, it's exciting, and a must-play if you love tense strategic dungeon adventures. It's out now on Android and iOS with in-app purchase goodies only. Bear with me for a second. Soul Exorcist 1111 is one of those games that feels like it was ripped straight out of an anime fight scene. Although the game is in pixel art, the battles are pretty quick, just 7 minutes per run, but every second counts as you juggle this real-time movement with turn-based choices, lining up demons to cut them down each time in a different stylish combo. You get 4 unique Exorcists to master, each with their own flashy abilities that keep every run feeling fresh, pretty fast, spongy, and just pure demon slaying flair, built for short bursts. And last but not least, just a quick honorable mention, we have Samurai Soul, which strips things down to pure precision and timing. This game is all about mastering parries and deflects in fast-paced duels that push your reflexes to the limit. With one-handed controls, it's pretty easy to pick up anywhere, but don't mistake that for easy gameplay, because boss fights will test every move you've got. Each clash feels sharp, it's rewarding, and built for that one more try loop. If you're into skill-based action and just Souls-like games that's all about reading your opponent and striking back perfectly, Samurai Soul really delivers. Thanks for watching, I really hope you enjoyed, I'll see you again soon.